This video is brought to you in part by Zeal Sound and viewers like you. Thank you.
Yo, Speedy, clip this one.
Everybody was up in arms about the legacy brand comment that I made on my man Tiger's podcast, or Uppercut podcast. What Tiger did, which is with his sneaky ass, he took something out of context and had me look like I was on a rant. Me and Vague was like on a rant about, RBE. The question was asked to me on that podcast, what was the 5 brands you feel like, all the top brands? And I told them what the 5 brands I felt like, in my opinion, what the top brands. Even me and the boss, was on the phone about it. And I explained to her. I come from the old school era where battle leagues was just pretty much finding their own talent and grassrooting and doing what they do and whatnot. I was banging with the best of them. With a women's brand at that. Even though a women's brand was a niche market and a lot of people wasn't doing it, female battles was frowned upon way back then. It wasn't even about too much of a money thing. We just loved to be in the culture, banging with the best of them, seeing where we could, fall into place at. But the culture, man, is in an uproar, man. The culture is so confusing right now. And, some people is like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. Can no man, woman, or anybody control what I say and what I do? At the end of the day, I know I break the fourth wall of just putting myself in a place where I'm just very outspoken. I'm gonna be that. That's the type of person I am. That the rules of being illegal, and it doesn't apply to me anyway. I don't know about anybody else. I did King of the Ring with Vague. That's who I first started with. I was a cameraman. I was an editor. Me and Vague even did media. Like, we go back 15 years till now. Like, we was doing it. We were like the first to do a lot of things. It was just unfortunate that we had to really focus and let a lot of things go, meaning that Queen of the Ring was blowing up so crazy. We let King of the Ring go. We let the Blog Talk Radio go. I even had to hire people like the shooters, shout out to Brad Butter and Young Proper and Mateo, to film those battles. And that's all the girls, at least a good 95% of the girls you see today, are a lot of talent that I found myself, or via an associate or a peer that said, yo, check this girl out, she's dope, bring her to Queen of the Ring. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just pretty much it, man. I don't mean no malice or disrespect towards nobody. Yo, I'm not gonna name no battle rappers or certain people. They used to talk crazy to these girls, and people held animosity and a grudge towards that and whatnot, because they didn't like me, putting them in their place to respect women. Me, Vague, and Babs, and a whole bunch of women that were nice with that pen and nice in that ring to get us to where we at today. Salute to the ladies in Queen of the Ring. Real rap.
Yo, what is the word? What is the word? What is the word? Speedy in the building, back in the building, back in the back of the building with another episode of Battle Rap BS. Today, we got Debo sending shots at Tiger with Uppercut podcast, as well as indirectly responding to ARP, as well as the battle rap community, anybody that had a problem with the things that he said about RBE. Now, I don't know, man. I use Uppercut podcast, footage, but it's really only when he's, interviewing battle rappers. Some of the questions that he asks and the stuff that he presents, I don't know, man. See a culture vulture, but at the same time, I mean, certain people be getting gifts and shit. So I don't know. Are his guests taking advantage of him? Does he take advantage of his guests? You know what I'm saying? 'Cause it's a business at the end of the day. So it's like, if it's business, but then when you go up on an interview, try to make it friendly so it seems like it's a good interview. But then at the same time, with the cutting people off and in the way that things are listed, titled or whatever, yeah, I get it. But at the same time, like, it's something, like, he could be getting absolutely no views off of something, but if it's something that he really feels like, yo, man, this is big, like, I'm saying, he'll just keep posting about it, ask all the guests about it. I don't know, I just feel like some things are personal, certain things are business. So it's real weird. So I definitely agree with the spooky statement, you know what I'm saying, as far as calling them spooky, you know what I'm saying, doing things just because, like, I would say the reason, but It's pretty clear cut if you can see it. Anyways, as far as these statements made about the legacy of Debo and Vague, as far as Queen of the Ring, the whole media thing. I mean, ARP was in media. You know what I'm saying? The whole thing was ARP just a fan that started booking battles and then eventually became a league owner. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're saying you were already in the business and then you want to go look for talent, you know what I'm saying, instead of booking talent that was already there, like, you know what I'm saying? Because, yeah, like when Debo had said, oh, if I had $1 million, I can go in there and do anything too. That's what Smack did, you know what I'm saying? ARP balling on credit, if I'm not mistaken. You know what I'm saying? I mean, as far as, playing with your own money, we already know that's not really a big thing in battle rap. You know what I'm saying? The battlers don't mind playing with their own money because they believe in their talents. But the league owners, they don't really feel as though it's a good investment, so they have to convince other people that it's a good investment. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, that's where I stand on it. You know what I'm saying? It's just nobody's really being too real about it. But at the same time, ARP said they was going to drop a blog, a whole documentary or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it was just a battle rap shit or whatever. Maybe it was just a threat. You know what I'm saying? I did want to see that. Pause. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying, and then when things like this are said, it's usually said in a 2 hour long spaces, and people don't really want to, listen to the whole thing and really, so things like this tend to get overlooked. I didn't even realize that Debo responded to ARP. I didn't know that. I'm saying nobody posted about it. They just posted the spaces and it's titled something else. They didn't give their opinion or anything. So I mean, like, over here I try to do things, a little bit differently, but at the same time, ARP did speak his piece, and he's continuing to always have that type of conversation regardless of what he's speaking about. He always trying to get his point across regardless if it's unconventional or, straightforward. But I mean, like, this is one of those things that I feel like it has to develop. You know what I'm saying? Because you aren't talking about something personal. Maybe you're talking about the business because of personal reasons, but at the same time, you're speaking on the history of battle rap. This is news. This should be bigger than what it is. This shouldn't be the type of thing to be swept under the rug. You know what I'm saying? Well, you had TNA, WCW, WWF, ECW, like I'm saying, it was so many different, you know what I'm saying, promotions. I'm like, even now with the UFC, Pride, all these different promotions, if they got beef or whatever, or they share talent too, like, there's so many different ways to go about this stuff. And if you don't like playing with your own money anyways, why fight over this, that, or the third? You know what I'm saying? But then if you are going to fight over this, that, and the third, and it has to do with battle rap and the legacy and the history, why not push it more to the forefront? You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, as much as I would actually love to, chime in on the conversation isn't even really had right now. It's an argument, but it's not really going back and forth with ARP here, Debo here. It's like Debo's over there somewhere, and then ARP goes on his own platform and responds. So it's like, why you guys send small little shots? It's like, why not go on your own channel, say something, you know what I'm saying? Whatever point you have to make about Queen of the Ring. You know what I'm saying? This could be a whole Queen of the Ring versus RBE type thing. You know what I'm saying? Queen of the Ring has a roster. Does RBE? And then if they do, is it a legacy roster? Because is RBE's current roster, like as far as RBE's current roster, have they been around since the beginning? And then the people on RBE, can you even really say that they are RBE, or can you just say they represent RBE? You know what I mean? Because it's like, who was there from the beginning? Like, certain faces that have been on URL since the beginning is primarily with the URL. You know what I'm saying? But also people from that we seen on the URL, now they're primarily on RBE. So what would you consider them? Based on the history and the legacy. It's the reason why I feel like this conversation needs to be had. But I've spoken long enough. Saying, Did I make this blog so hopefully ARP can respond to Debo? Maybe. Did I make this blog so Debo can stop talking behind niggas' backs and actually say what he needs to say? Maybe. But that's gonna be done on that. Appreciate everybody for tapping in. Speedy out.